Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're starting a Total War Warhammer 3 campaign. A little bit different this time than our Bellacore campaign. This time we're going to have a co-commentator, one of my friends from high school.
Hello, I'm Chance, and yeah, I've been friends with this dudes basically since elementary, actually.
It's pretty close, something like that.
Well, that was where we quote-unquote clothesline Johnny Logston together.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't really remember that, but sounds accurate.
We went out to go each other give one of those dude high five and stuff in the air, and the dude comes running down the hallway, and next thing you know, I got his chin wrapped around my bicep and stuff. And he freaking Looney Tunes himself onto the floor about 3 feet from where our backs were.
Yeah, you know what? I do remember that.
Yeah, and then he said that we did it on purpose.
Yeah. We were originally gonna change the campaign up a little bit and kill the legendary lord off, and then just do 2 lords instead, and run the faction with new leaders basically. But we decided keeping Grimgor around would be the better play, and then recruiting another non-legendary lord that we're basically just gonna turn into a legendary lord for the sake of headcanon. But we're gonna go with Grimgor Ironhide with his Grimgor's Ard boys. He starts with some black orcs with great weapons, and then he gives them a banner that makes them absolutely nuts, I do believe also. And then 2 groups of orc boys with spears, some just plain orc boys, some goblin archers, 2 groups of them. Orc boar boy biggins. Say that 3 times fast.
I won't even try that. I'll end up swallowing my tongue.
And Doomdiver catapults. Their faction effects to start are unlock hero recruitment of black orc big bosses, all provinces. I think other than that you need a structure to do it, and Grimgor just gets it by default. And then he gets hero capacity +2 for those bosses. So I think that made 3 that you could field totally at the beginning of a campaign, which is pretty nuts for heroes at the beginning. Granted, I don't know if income will allow for 3 heroes and a lord in the early game. But that just means you gotta raid more, I guess.
Personally, I like the idea and stuff of a steamroller kind of thing and stuff. Somebody that basically hits like a tank and then can keep rolling.
Yeah, we could do a orc death ball where we just pile orc armies on top of each other until they stop letting us reinforce each other.
Oh good god, a big green ball.
Yeah.
I think you need to go to the doctor if you find that.
Yeah. You might want to see somebody about some green balls. With like green eggs and ham.
Wait, the ham's not green, huh? They may fall off in your hand.
Your income from post-battle loot is increased by 30% for all your armies, and your upkeep is down 15% for black orcs and biggin units, which supports the big green balls even more.
Oh my god. So, let me get this right. You got a darker individual that supports the big green balls.
Yup.
Okay. I can see how that's going to play out. I've seen it play out in plenty of movies. I'm not going to say names, but...
Speaking of big green balls, Grimgor himself gets the lord effects of replenishment, 10% campaign replenishes that lord effect replenishes 10% campaign movement range after winning a battle. So even more of the death ball can happen, because if he wins a battle then he can move again, so you can keep the ball's momentum rolling.
So basically rolling from chin to chin.
Yeah. Pretty much. And then he gets the attribute causes fear for black orc units in his army. So all of his black orcs that are in his army cause fear to the morale of enemy troops, whereas any of the other greenskin factions, they wouldn't actually get that effect. And then he gets the ability You're Next, which lowers the movement speed of a target, their melee attack, and their melee defense. But it only affects one unit, so you have to use it on a lord or hero, which is still nice when you're trying to nail down like a Skaven lord that wants to constantly pull back and keep shooting at you.
Basically, you go from one call or get them and then call this guy out and stuff and just basically power drive them into the dirt.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he gets the army ability, Grimgor's Waaagh, which all of the orcs get a Waaagh, but Grimgor gets his own named Waaagh, which I think possibly, yeah, it's Azak's
You want
Waaagh.
schemes? I got schemes.
Want schemes? I got schemes. Is that a call out to that one video guy? I got skills.
I think so. You want skills? Yeah, skills.
I've never caught that before.
Does better involve fighting?
But Grimgor's Waaagh specifically gets you base weapon damage plus 50%, armor piercing weapon damage plus 50%, melee attack plus 24, and then it makes all of your units immune to psychology while it's active.
So basically go into a blackout battle rage and stuff where not even words can touch you.
Which plays into the big death ball even better, because even we can't run away. You just keep death rolling forward.
That's always nice to have and stuff. Keep moving. You'll see, I'm moving.
He's gonna start over in this mountain range. I believe kind of the way we wanted to run it, just so there was a little bit more of a point to the campaign, more than just a plain domination victory, is the orcs were going to find out about the chaos demons and how well they are good at Waaagh, and they want to declare war on pretty much all of chaos.
And both hopefully not get her stuff back into us and stuff by the, was it Chaos Dwarves?
Yeah, because they all set up over here in this little valley, and they can be kind of a pain to deal with. They really deathball up into this region. My Be'lakor campaign, they are everywhere. I think they have this whole region down here, and then they have everything up here. And they're pushing into the Empire, where I'm trying to push into the Empire. So now we're all fighting in the Empire.
So, main idea is probably not to mess with those guys too much at first, otherwise we're probably going to get the equivalent of meeting Big Terry and stuff in prison with no loot.
Yeah. Unless we can get enough armor piercing, because I think that's really the worst thing about them, is their psychology is really strong, so you can't really break their morale. You just have to outright kill them, and a lot of their units are armored units, so they do really well in a brawl. So, because the other side of trying to avoid them is then they're free to their own devices, and the only chance of them stopping is if the AI actually pushes them back. And in my experience, the AI is not very good at that. So maybe trying to pick them off more in the early game before they get to snatch up too much territory might also help.
Oh, definitely and stuff. Otherwise, it's basically going to be a get off my lawn kind of situation, and we ain't holding the shotgun.
Yeah. The nice thing with this map, part of the map, there's a lot of mountain ranges where we're going to set up, so there's a lot of choke points. Granted, they're dwarves, so they tunnel, so mountain range choke points don't do us a whole lot of good. Because they'll just burrow under the mountain pass and come at us from the inside.
Yeah, that's always nice and stuff. You're like, oh, we got a good line here going. We can hold them back. Turn around and stuff. There's just a little dwarf head peeking up from a hole right between your legs going, got you! With a
Hey
big,
guys, what you looking at?
yeah, with a big freaking musket and stuff pointed at you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they would have, is a big old blunderbuss. You'd be lucky if there's not a mortar pointing out of that hole at you. Any of you guys that are interested in the lore for Grimgor, here's the page. I'll leave it here for a second so you can pause the video and read through it, because neither one of us, reading is our strong subject. Neither is speaking, apparently.
Dyslexia, or dyslexia, right there, is a hell of a bitch.
And then we're going to be playing on normal, because we want this to be more of a story-driven, more than how well we can manage this stuff. I'm going to leave everything else pretty much to default. I'm going to let it pick the endgame scenario. If we make it that far in the video, we might beat it by 100 turns. I doubt it, but never know. We might finish our goals before 100 turns.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst kind of thing. Cross your fingers, your nuts, and your legs.
Always protect the McNuggets. But before we jump into the video too far, even though we're already 11 minutes into this video, don't forget to hit that like button or the dislike button if you didn't like the content. Either way, it helps me with improving the video quality, and it helps with my algorithm and my videos showing up for more people to see. And if you really like all of my content, hit that subscribe button, because I would really like to hit the first step of partner by the end of the year, and the biggest hurdle for that is the 500 subscribers, because I'm at 15, I believe, right now. So it's got a long ways to go. So I'd really appreciate anybody that subscribes to the channel.
And we appreciate anybody for watching and hope that you're having a great day.
But without further ado, we'll jump into this campaign and see where the start takes us. Gotta load screen forever. See what information they got for us.
Let's give Gork a show. Get smashing!
Just smashing. How they play. Grimgor's Arg Boys. Smash through enemies and settlements and increase your tribe's reputation level to receive faction-wide bonuses and unlock Call of the Waaagh button. Use the Call of Waaagh button to temporarily swell your unit numbers in target settlements as the Waagh's prize to raise and occupy in return for rewards. Spend scrap collected after battles and raising settlements on unit equipment upgrades and technologies. You can use the underway stance to avoid obstacles on the campaign map, which is what I was talking about. The dwarves can do. The orcs also have that function.
Oh, so we're the ones that can peek up between their legs with a big battle axe.
Yeah. And our first mission is to defeat Blug. Is that Swedish?
Maybe like some kind of like Welsh.
No one tells a tyrant what to do!
That must have been the faction name. Yeah, that's the faction name. The guy we're trying to kill is Torgog. Targog?
Gork's fist.
Mork says what?
Goblin here.
Ready for murdering.
I normally throw the hero that they spawn in their army, but I feel like we should have a black orc hero, shouldn't we?
I would think that would probably be a good choice.
So we have Urk with melee plus 8, armor piercing damage plus 35, missile strength plus 10, and then reload time reduction. Means he has a ranged weapon?
That sounds fine to me.
That one, Spite Black Bog, has ambush success chance plus 10 and poison. And then Gormog has 15 to armor, 5 to melee attack, and 10% weapon strength.
I kind of like the bit of the range and stuff like that it may entail.
Alright, we can grab this.
Food for war.
Well, that way he's not always up in your opponent's face and stuff, basically taking a blow for blow situation. It could kind of be a bit of a range hit from there from time to time. Wouldn't it?
Maybe I was misunderstanding that.
Or did it mean like he gave morale, like, to any missile things?
Maybe that's a buff that he gives to units around him.
Okay, so
Because he's a melee. He's got an axe and a shield.
so basically we stick this guy with some range and stuff, characters, and may give the buff to the surrounding ones.
Yeah, I
You're
think
the
that's what
boss.
that meant. He just does damage to walls.
So he's the equivalent of a tank protecting the artillery guns.
Yeah. Use him to help bolster our back lines, maybe.
Alright.
Yes, boss.
I was gonna say we tried this one time
I'm
and
the
that's
one
kind
in
of what
charge,
happened.
man,
Was our
here.
back lines
What
kept
you
getting
want?
hit and everything. So
Yeah.
it'd probably be good to have a bit of a bolster and a shield for our own kind of situation.
Yeah, I think that would definitely help. I do like the goblin's name though, Scram the Ruffy.
Why does that sound like a rapper's name?
I don't. He can block army movement. The army's not gonna go anywhere, so how about let's send him off scouting. Which direction should we scout? Chaos Wastes are north. I don't remember.
Well, we want to get a green ball going. Don't we need to actually pick up other factions? So would it be better to kind of send it down south to maybe scout out some other...
Some more
And- yeah.
orc units.
Yeah.
Alright. I think this is all Chaos Dwarves, so we'll have them round the corner, come this way, down into the mountains this direction.
Yeah, just give a bit of a layout and stuff like that, and
Got
hopefully
it.
find somebody that we can deal with, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Get them on our side.
Which there is an orc up here, and the way the diplomatics work, yeah, you can like just get your relationship to a point where they'll like join you willingly, or you can be in a decent relationship with them, and then they're getting their ass kicked. They'll beg to be part of your army, and then you can grab them that way. But the orcs also get a different way. I believe you have to defeat their faction leader in combat. I don't remember if you just have to win the battle or if you actually have to wound the lord in battle. But afterwards, you can force confederation with the faction and absorb their faction into yours.
Okay. So it's you may not have to kill the king, you just kind of got to hit the king.
Yeah. I just don't remember how hard.
You got to give him a little chin kiss and stuff like that, or we got to Mike Tyson this.
Yeah. Rip off an ear.
No, it's bite off an ear.
Yeah, well, that's fair. We also have a research to do. Tough Fada, which gives our goblins and night goblins, infantry goblins specifically, more armor and more melee defense. Or Big Boss Business, which makes our hero actions cost less and makes them more... Yep. Lost how I was going to phrase that sentence. Hero actions succeed chance goes up by 5%.
Okay.
Or Eager to Fight, which raises our melee and leadership for Orc Boys, Savage Orcs, Orc Boar Boys, and Savage Orc Boar Boys.
Do we have any of those right on hand and stuff?
We have Orc Boys. I think we have an Orc Boar Boys. We have Orc Spears. But we also have some Goblins.
Well, which ones are the ones you think could hold their own and stuff for a bit longer? Because
The
whatever
Orcs
one you
would
think
probably be better on their own. without upgrades.
So we may want to give kind of...
Try to bring the goblins up.
Yeah.
And goblin units are cheaper than orc units, so for the sake of early game ball, we could spit out more goblins. So for buffing the goblins, they'll be able to fight better.
So we may not be able to hit them with a big green fist, but we can hit them with a bunch of little goblin knees and kicks.
Yeah. And I think in the early games, so we get some upgrades. We can't even make them. Oh, orc archers on the next upgrade. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say goblins might be the only archers we have for the first little bit, but we can get orc archers in 2 turns.
Why is it all I can imagine an orc archer is basically one that's got a string with a piece of rebar, like rebar for the arrow and stuff, and a lee spring and stuff like that is the freaking bow?
I can see it. I mean,
that is the equivalent of their stuff. Whatever they think will work, they try.
Yeah, and it works because of their psychic powers
that they don't even know they have.
Yeah.
They have the Disney power and stuff. I believe in you, so it must work. And somehow it always works.
You got Tinkerbell's ability to fly. I believe. He can't move this turn, but Grimgor can. Our first mission is to kill this army. Close victory, low casualties, and we won't lose any units if we auto-resolve it.
Why is it that these two looking at each other like with this thing of disdain reminds me of my 2 drunk uncles and stuff when they get pissed off at a family reunion?
Oh, I'm getting the popcorn out to bet on the uncle fight. Alright, so should we take the auto-resolve and just keep on moving, or since this is the first battle, should we go in and take a look at our army?
We do the auto-resolve, that's kind of just a little pap and stuff like that. Do you want to see how it will play out and stuff with us playing from first person? Like, you know, kind of get a feel for it? Or do you think, like, we should auto-resolve this and keep moving and stuff, and then the next fight and stuff, it'd be straight up personal?
I think we have enough range that we could auto-resolve this fight and then fight the settlement fight right behind it.
That sounds fine to me. It would be a little bit safer and stuff like that to potentially do that and see how we do and stuff with the settlement fight and stuff afterwards.
Which, it's a settlement fight, but I don't think they have defenses, so it'll be an open ground fight like this one.
Yeah. Me personally, I know that's kind of like the easier option and stuff, but at the same time, the last thing we want to do is like potentially step into like, I guess, like a pile without having anything to scrape it off with.
That's fair. So we auto-resolve this one, take these ogres out of our way. Grimgor gets a nice easy win. Lost about 200 orcs. But the auto-resolve killed off everything. They didn't get the chance to run. We got a sword off of that. So we can give our new hero we made a new sword. We can get unit experience, army replenishment. That's not a lot of replenishment.
Yeah. Is it seriously only 10?
Yeah, 10%. Or we can take a bit more treasure.
The treasure could go to recruiting and stuff like that, which I do like the idea of that.
Yeah, we'll grab more loot.
I was gonna say, especially if we're doing the big green rolling ball and stuff eventually and stuff to get up to where we want to go.
Yeah. And our next mission is to take Gorger Rock.
Alright.
Which, conveniently, is still in our movement range. Well, might as well get our level up in, though. We'll get another level up off of this fight, most likely. I normally take Root Marcher to get more movement speed off the rip, but go in some inspiration. Well, I guess no. Which one we should buff first? Have Grimgor buffing his units more, or Grimgor being stronger?
You said Grimgor's a pretty good tank and stuff, and he seems to be a pretty good tank, and I like that. So, either one of them sounds completely good and stuff. One would protect him a little bit more, so we constantly have that tank going.
Yeah, because it gives him 20 more armor. Or we can give unit XP to his units.
That
And
would allow
leadership.
us to increase their stuff a bit quicker and everything eventually in the upcoming future, correct?
Their veterancy would go up faster, so their statistics would increase, I believe is what veterancy does.
Alright.
Because we'll level up again after this fight, because we can already reach the settlement, and we can grab Root Marcher off of the settlement.
Alright.
So we could go for the XP gain for his soldiers, or the 20 more armor.
Do you think it would ever come down to Grimgor being a last man standing situation?
I mean, I could see it. Preferably not, because we have some units in his army that we can't replace currently. If they die, they're gone until we get a building back.
No, I get you, but I'm saying, like, has that ever come down to it and stuff like that before? Because if it has and stuff with a similar playthrough, then I would go with the armor. But if you think that the soldiers and stuff as they are now and stuff like that can kind of hold their own, but may need a boost later on to help them achieve the rolling ball effect and stuff, I would go with that one.
Alright. I think we should go with that then. Because I think with the theme that we're going with, this big ball of death, Grimgor's never going to be alone for the most part. And we'll go through that line eventually. I was just for the beginning of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the... this one. Just a bunch of ogres and some knobs.
Oh, they got some bricks?
Yeah. I mean, they look British. They got real big noses.
What about the jacked up teeth?
I mean, probably, because I'm pretty sure they're basically the ogre's punching bags.
Oh, damn. No offense to any British watchers or any English watchers.
This battle is going to have us a decisive victory and low casualties again. So we could auto-resolve this too, but because we auto-resolved the first one, we're going to fight this one. And we have a nice little choke point to fight into.
Oh yeah, we do.
Alright, before we fight this one... Oh wait, we've already done everything else, I think. Yeah, because we're still on turn one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go straight in here.
Can I say this and stuff? The flag that was hanging up behind our character, I don't know if that was a city map or our map. It looked like a red chained up hamburger from that angle. I am not kidding you. You look at it in the video.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. No. Right here. From a certain angle, how you had the camera, it looked like a chained up red hamburger. Basically like the evil Patty from SpongeBob.
It does kind of look like a meatball with tusks.
In all fairness, that's kind of what they are.
That's fair.
Also, most gym bros.
These guys grouped up for the battle. That's the choke point. That's a cliff, so they can't go that way. But this is uphill, which is unfortunate.
Can we put some behind that rock and stuff at that far angle over there to kind of give a flanking position? Because I know we'll have to push a little bit, but eventually they'll have to push back down. If we set them up over there and stuff, we may be able to come and basically T-bone them from the side and break their line a little bit.
That is true. And I think being behind this rock
Would give them some defense and stuff away from any...
I don't think they'd have vision, so they wouldn't be able to plan for them being there. And we do have these orc boys on boars.
Oh, the orc boar boys?
Yeah.
Well, Ready
Ready to battle.
All their orky greatness.
I like their animations and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like how it's not all in sync like you see in some other like strategy games where it's just the same character doing the same thing at the same time. They have them at different times and different things.
It's basically the same animation, but they stagger it enough that it seems random.
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking at it from a distance. Head back on some flying things.
Do we have any archers? Maybe we can place up a little bit up on the other side of the cliff area and stuff right behind them, so in our area. That way, if they do end up pushing further into our line and stuff like that, we'll be able to hit them because it would be almost a straight shot from top to top.
Over this way, or over
I would
this way?
like any way, potentially backwards and stuff, or would that be out of line? Or would it be out of range, I mean?
They'll definitely be out of range for now, but we do have an artillery piece that can reach them from where we're starting now.
Well, like I said, you may not want to put them directly down there, but move them slightly back onto that hill line and stuff. That way it fires across, because eventually their army will come down to meet ours.
Yeah.
Down the camp!
Can they reach from there?
Right,
Not quite.
you're kind of touching nose to nose.
Boys.
Bring the formation forward, so.
That's basically what I meant, not on the hilltop, but on that slope land and stuff like that. Because that would be about directly in the median area where the armies would meet.
Yeah.
On to the teeth.
These guys on the flank.
On
Grimgor in the middle.
4 boy bigger.
Will they come down and meet us first, or are we gonna have to make the first move and basically sucker punch them in the chin and stuff to get them to come down towards us?
I want to say they'll come to us because of the artillery. We are attacking, so generally the AI would try to hold back and force you to come to them. But if you can poke them enough, they will come at you. And I think the fact that we have artillery means they'll just naturally come to us because they don't want the artillery just raining free on them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the main thing you want to do and stuff. You want to bait the other enemy into coming in, kind of trying to hit your nose and stuff first.
Yeah.
I would think. I know it ain't like a home field advantage kind of thing, but if they come down and meet you first and then come in range of everything, that's a lot better than us breaking our lines, potentially trying to go and get them because of the terrain issue.
Yeah. I think this formation will hold up pretty well. Get them to come down to us. Because then we're at the top of this hill, we'll get a charge bonus down the hill into them. And then we can kind of spread out some to force them to try to envelop around them.
And like you said, with the boar boys and stuff like that, they're still over there, correct?
I moved them back here, that way the units didn't go that way when they finally got vision.
Oh, good point.
Because I don't remember if they had cavalry. Because if they did, their cavalry is going to swing wide and they would have found us.
Yeah, see, they're moving
Goblins.
straight towards us and stuff, and that's what we wanted.
Oh, those were some nice contacts with that siege. That one's their leader.
Give them a nice fat lip, kind of thing.
Yeah. Getting real tight. You can watch the artillery come in. Pretty sure that ogre looked at the camera when he ran by. There you go.
Ooh, the carnage going fast.
If you notice, the
Thinking of shinies.
those catapults are throwing goblins.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, at least if we get screwed over, there'll be enough left and stuff, but the artillery and stuff for the enemy team to have a fun time with.
Yeah.
And it's the right end, too.
Doom divers.
I smell fear.
They're about to be in range of our goblins.
Four boy bigots. Run, boys. Full
Get these ogres
court.
back, try to hit their range units.
Shifting. Ready to bash. Yeah.
There's the archers.
Strong and stale. Or the best. Better.
Probably should get some of these over there to help them.
Yeah.
Slower.
Is the...
There. Can I get the archers?
Moving fast. Wheeling.
It's back. Pop all the buffs. Oh, this one's just throw it on somebody. There's not a single target for it to use, so we can't use that one.
Doom diver catapults. Let's fight.
This one collapsed real hard.
Ours?
Yeah, I sent the boar boys out a little too far.
I was gonna say, I was wondering if we were gonna do a swing around and stuff like that, and
Dumbo's
basically
ready
catch them
for
with
a
the pants
scrappy.
down.
If
But
it worked, it got their cavalry, or their archers out over there.
so basically now they've screwed up. We screwed up their long range enough and stuff. That way we can we don't gotta worry about them pulling a gun and stuff. Now it's down to a knife fight situation.
Yeah, and I think we managed to salvage our
Doom
ranged
divers!
units. The line came back together decently. Gonna lose some orcs over here.
Doom diver catapults.
That's alright.
Attack the kids!
Me is better than them. Push them wheel.
Pulling the hill. There it is.
Oh,
We got a morale break. I wasn't even paying attention up there. I was trying to manage our unit line.
Well, it's a nice little surprise and stuff whenever you get a holy crap victory out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. This is a dead end fight, so they can't escape anyways. So no need to face them down.
That played out, what, pretty well?
Lost 153. That's less than what we lost in the last auto resolve, so
Oh, yeah.
it's probably around about what the auto resolve figured we were gonna get. I spun those boar boys out a little too far, and they still managed to get 105 kills.
I was going to say, actually, I think if you would have just sent them out kind of straight once those biggins came and stuff
Yeah,
like
and they
that,
went
came
into the
down,
line.
and then come out behind them, and then would have hit the archers, would have been maybe a little bit quicker and stuff on hitting that.
Yeah, I completely lost track of the cavalry as soon as I saw our line open up and the archers and the artillery became vulnerable to that ogre charge, and I completely forgot about the boar boys. I was trying to cover the archers. It definitely would have helped to get their archers stop firing.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, their archers only managed to get 1 kill. And they were firing for a hot minute. We did get that level that I figured we would get.
Oh, yeah.
We're just gonna want to occupy this. So we're gonna be controlling it. We don't want to affect the populace too negatively.
Yeah.
Get another recruitment building. Or we should get more money.
I don't know. Did our army we lost? Is it going to require the money and stuff to regain them back?
No, the army just needs to set in either a friendly territory or an encampment stance for so many turns to regenerate the troops it lost.
Okay.
Which right now is gonna be a 5-turn process. So we're not gonna get full strength before we start marching again. We'll get most of the way up.
That's fair enough.
But we can. There's ogre mercenaries in the area. Can't use anything from that right now. I think most of these require technologies.
The ogre mercenaries that would join our ranks, that would, what, just buff us right away and give us those troops? Or would that be somebody we have to kind of like legitimately send ahead, like legit mercenaries to kind of hit and then kind of draw an army out?
They are just troops that we can hire. The ogres have a mechanic where if you're near, I don't know if it's specifically this camp that's giving it to you, but when you're near ogre, I believe it's the camps, not the cities. It's probably this one.
No one tells a
We're probably in
tyrant
range
what
of
to
this.
do.
Alright.
You can recruit
Let's
ogres
get
from
some.
them. So there's some ogre bowl dual weapons and some just ogre bowls. They're both damage dealers with ogre charge, so they have a pretty decent charge bonus.
Mm-hmm.
The dual weapons are anti-infantry.
I would go with that one because our line broke and stuff. So when they hit us and stuff, our line kind of broke apart. If we had that extra layer there and stuff, that could keep that line from breaking again.
Yeah, which we can also recruit more of our units.
Yeah.
Which, this is an orc ball, so we're gonna want orcs. Just do one of each for that way. No. Some squigs in here too, because that's another cavalry unit, so if we need to flank archers, it gives us another unit to
Oh, we
flank
can
with.
do a pincer maneuver now and stuff. If you got the boar boys on one side and then them on the other, when they would come down towards us like they did, we
Yeah.
can potentially come around and kind of get their ass, meet in the middle and stuff, and potentially basically encircle them with our guys and stuff.
Yeah. And if we can get that to land properly, then we'll hit their morale even harder too, because they're surrounded.
Yeah. But I am worried about that line. Well, do you think that holds and stuff like that?
Yeah, I grabbed one of the ogre bowls, and then I grabbed another orc
Okay, yeah.
boy group.
Yeah, that'll definitely reinforce that line.
Because we can only locally recruit 2 units at a time right now, which we have orcs and squigs. And then we grabbed a mercenary. I don't know if we want to grab the other ogre bowls too.
If you want to and stuff, I would suggest that it can only bolster our line more.
Yeah, and they could be a throwaway unit for the time being.
Yeah.
Because we can't buff them or anything, so they're just filling our roster for the time.
They don't have to be the good, just good enough.
Yeah. Want us to build something? We have 1 building available. The way these systems work is you have your main settlement building, and you need population surplus to level it up. We currently have no surplus. We have 4 turns before we get 1 surplus.
Okay.
I selected 1 growth building here, so it'll boost our growth. So we'll get our surplus faster off of this one. We could build another one of those to increase that even more and get more casualty replenishment. Or we could get pile of shiny stuff and just get more income.
Do you think we're gonna have to hire more of the mercenary boys and stuff like that, or the mercenaries and more of the tan skins?
Probably won't have to do much more of the mercenaries, but we'll definitely be hiring more soldiers. We want to go up to a full 20 stack as fast as possible.
Then, like I said, if we're going for the rolling ball and stuff, we may want that.
The income.
But I do like the other ones and stuff that like would help boost in other areas. Otherwise, we're basically leaving a large part out and stuff of the defense and everything. Like, you can have a big army, but also if they're not get it up with the best of stuff or the best situation and stuff, you can send 100 shirtless dudes and stuff at SEAL Team 6 and stuff, and they only have 3 guys, and SEAL Team 6 will still just wipe the floor with them.
That's fair. Another thing we could put into this settlement is a wolf den, which off the rip at level 1 just gives us goblin riders, but as we upgrade it is where we get our orc boys.
I kind of like that one personally and stuff. It would be another kind of... It would... Actually, we could potentially do a 3-prong pin then. Basically, send one group going around the right side, and then 2 around the left, have the 2 meet, and then if that enemy comes trying to back out through the gaps where the pincers meet and stuff, then you have that 3rd cavalry that could come up behind and stop them.
Yeah.
So even if they broke through the 2 pincers and stuff like that, you'd have that 3rd one to basically close that gap before they get through.
Alright, yeah. That seems like a good plan. Now, they want us to take the rest of the province next. Which requires us to get Black Fang.
Only one I listen to
Waaagh.
is me.
Both of them are lesser settlements. Oh, Black Fang's down here. That's a camp.
I'm the one in charge round here.
That's an ogre camp. I was thinking that was a city. We'll leave that camp be, because it can't do much.
Yeah, but you also don't want them to eventually come up and bite us in our
No
ass.
one tells
Yeah,
a
they could
tyrant
recruit a
what to
new
do.
army from here. The camps can't move. They're stationary. They could recruit a new army there, but they could recruit a new army at either of their cities.
Oh, that's a fair point. And you'd probably want... Would you want to hit the cities first, or would you want to go through and kind of take out their thrall situations, their lessers and stuff, to make sure that they can't reinforce the army at the main cities?
I think this camp is probably rather low leveled, so they probably... Yeah, it's a level 1 camp, so it probably doesn't have a whole lot of structures in it, so they probably can't recruit very many advanced units from there. Varg has a bullpen, which it allows them to get a couple of their special ogre units.
So that would be one you'd want to hit hard kind of situation.
Yeah, and it's technically the capital for this province, and it is a walled capital.
So we would be doing the siege and stuff into their city?
What do you want?
Yes, but we have a Gobbo over here that has wall damage on him, so we could send him in first, weaken the walls, and then Grimgor could hit right behind it. Because we're gonna sit here for at least 2 turns, probably, because we're gonna want to recruit up some, and he's got to replenish. We're setting on a little bit of a treasury deficit, so we could global recruit also. Spend a little bit more, it'll take a little bit longer, but we're going to be sitting here 2 turns anyways. Get a second squig. And then I did an orc, so there's 2 of those. Let's do 2 more orc boys. We're still sitting at 3,000 gold with 1,000 income. I think that's everything we could do this turn. with the exception of any sort of diplomacy, which doesn't look like anybody really wants to deal with us. Other than the slaves of Tsar, and I'm pretty sure they're just a starting faction that gets wiped out really early anyways.
Still, in all fairness and stuff, that would be a good throwaway kind of thing and stuff. Basically, throw me at the spike wall and stuff before our guys come in and basically bash the wall down.
Yeah.
The least that they could do and stuff is their meat shields and stuff like that. Like, that's the least that they can do. At the most they can do, though, is weaken the enemy and stuff before our guys come and basically we put our nuts on their face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or put our nuts on their face. That game.
Which...
If I could do that, it'd be really fun.
Alright, you got my attention. What's your tribe want?
We'd have to pay them quite a bit to get them to do anything. To take non-aggression, so I don't think it's really...
Feasible at the moment.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
think that is...
How bad is it and stuff that the slaves won't even deal with a big... Like, they gotta be some hoity-toity of that, right?
We're being enslaved, but we don't want your help to get unenslaved.
I mean, damn. Yes, we want our freedom. Okay, we can give you your freedom as long as you fight for us.
Oh, no, not for you. No.
No, not for you. Not unless you pay us everything you got. It's like, damn, I'll leave you be. You go ahead and...
Do you?
Yeah.
I think that's everything we can do this turn. Alright. We're past the 50-minute mark for the episode, so we'll probably wrap up here, but we'll do a nice little strategy planning for the next turn or so
This
before
battle
we end it.
involves fighting.
For one, we're going to have to do another round of recruiting. I think... We're already doing a round of recruiting, so let's
Ready for murdering.
do that. Combine those two
Orcs
units
fist.
together. Now they're fully replenished.
Alright.
We'll want this goblin down here to weaken the walls, I think.
Yep.
And then Grimgor will come down and follow that up. I believe the damage to the walls means there's going to be holes in the walls, so we don't need siege equipment per se to get into the city. Granted, he is a level 1 hero, so he might fail. There's a 60% chance that it's a positive outcome. 40% chance it's a negative outcome. 35% of that is just a failure. 5% is he's wounded in the process.
Oh, so usually like my tests in high school. And that's giving me the
Leading from the
hope
front.
and high end that I got a 60% chance of succeeding.
Time to learn from the best.
Get Urk up here.
Let's go.
Also, once we get to a full 20 stack army, we could go through and rename the units and give them stupid names or cool names, however we wish to do it.
I don't know if it's copyrighted, but I swear to God, I dare you to put hog rat in.
These are not a special one. Don't mind my spelling. Right. It's a capital R. We're hog rhino biggins.
I like that. Okay, next time I buy you dinner. I dared you, I'm gonna pay up.
But we can name anybody that's not legendary. So
Okay.
everyone but Grimgor, like this lord. I do have one caveat with the renaming. We're getting one spellcaster, and his name has to be Tim something. Or Tim the Enchanter. From the Holy Grail.
Fair enough.
a content creator I watch play this game does it in all of his campaigns. So I have to continue the tradition, and there has to be a Tim.
Okay, I almost want to say this guy that you're got on right now with the mask and stuff. Either he kind of looks like he's got the bottom mouth and stuff of Darth Vader, or what is the robot guy from Star Wars and stuff? The one with like the 8 armed
General Grievous?
Grievous. Tell me that doesn't.
A little bit. I figured you were going with Bane.
I was born in the dog.
Between episodes, we can find some creative ways to name him, possibly with that theme that you were thinking, going the Star Wars route with him. But anybody that watches the series, also, if you guys have any ideas for units, leave them in the comments of this video. And that can be true from any of the videos you guys watch from this series. Just leave them in the first episode so they're all in one place. And do include the unit that you want the name to go with in case you're trying to play on words.
Warning, we don't do slurs though. That's the hard button. We're not meaning to offend anybody, even though my mouth does all the time. At least according to my wife.
Get some.
What can I say? I have no filter. Most of the time.
We're blown out. Like an old catalytic converter. Don't punched it out so it would work.
Oh yeah. Or the one that you see and stuff at a Roy Jim Bro's house and stuff, where he took too many one day and threw the 100-pound weight and stuff and just smashed it all to pieces. Thank you for watching. Hope you had fun and stuff. Hope to see you in the next video.
Since we'll be wrapping up here, I'd like to ask you guys one more time. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't like the video. Either way, it helps with improving the content, knowing what you guys enjoyed, what you guys didn't enjoy, and it helps with the algorithm because it's activity with the videos, so that means more people can see this and the community can grow and grow. And with the community growing, I ask you please hit that subscribe button, because I'd really like to hit the first goal to getting partner for YouTube, and the first step of it is getting 500 subscribers, and I'm a long ways away from that, so any subscriptions would be greatly appreciated by me. And with that, I'll bid you all adieu and catch you in the next one.